Well, I can't say I was expecting you to break out Dolphin ever, but here we are, I guess. Um, all right.
Sometimes, sometimes there are some headaches I'm willing to navigate for the sake of content. Don't say I don't. Don't say I don't do things for you people.
So one could say you are literally doing it for the content. Impressive.
Yes,
All right. Anyway, guys,
as
what's
they
up?
used to say, do it for the vine.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Bleach GameCube slash other such names. I'm not. God, it's got a full fucking name. I'm not remembering it right now. But yeah. So I guess
Bleach, GameCube, Death Gods meeting in the Twilight.
yeah, I'm not remembering that until like the 12th time I counted the game. Oh, there's the interlaced lines. I was wondering where they went.
Yeah, you're gonna see very shortly why I didn't run the whole game through the emulator. It'll be apparent very quickly.
Oh no, it's already very apparent. Those interlaced lines are very heavy. I mean, they're not blinding like I have seen with a lot of past games from this generation, but man, it's definitely kind of noticeable. It also does kind of give it like that rustic charm of just seeing the bars. I kind of miss the bars.
Or if-
I won't lie.
Or if you've watched any of Viz Media's own actual DVDs.
Because 1080i, I guess. Yeah. It's probably for the
Yeah,
better
I've-
knowing from the new no that not a lot of Zoomers know what interlacing is. They're not missing out on much.
If you showed them what a component cable is, their heart might explode.
And I'm not saying this as that fucking derogatory like the kids these days don't know what a VHS is because one, fuck off, no one cares about your ages and shit. But genuinely, no, they're probably better off not knowing what interlacing is. It's garbage.
But I like VHS tapes.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Did you just see that? Hold up. No, we're not pausing or anything, but Yoruichi had a regular colors in that intro just now.
Yeah, they did take some bits from the anime, but they mostly went with manga color. It's weird.
I didn't realize that until now. Holy shit. Maybe they were too deep into the production phase and they couldn't go back to change everything.
Yep.
That's funny. So that also probably means this is... Did Yoruichi have a manga coloring in Heat the Soul 2? Do you remember that off the top of your head? I don't imagine she would.
I don't know. Like that, for example, that's one of the reasons you're going to see the occasional bit of hitching.
Yeah, I saw that stutter just now. Which is weird because it's an intro. You don't even think of the stutter. Well, I guess it's not true. Real quickly before we get to the actions menu, I was playing Alien Isolation on the PS4 the other day and I realized that, and for some reason, it just fries itself when it's trying to run some cutscenes. It's so weird. Anyway, oh man. Oh me, oh my. Some of these renders are interesting to say. Like, Kai and Shiba's fucking playable, Jesus.
Yeah, that's why I said there's going to be a lot more than just the gallery. This is the only game prior to fucking Brave Souls where Kai and Shiba is playable as his own individual character. So I was definitely going to highlight that. We're doing a full arcade run with Kai and Shiba. And since we're in the emulator now, we're in 1080p for real.
And yeah, unfortunately, that does bring with it the weird 16:9 aspect ratio of some of the elements of the screen not really being meant for it. I think for some games you can work with it, like GNT, it's not too noticeable, but for this one, considering how God, okay, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Yeah, the fucking looking at this, yeah, the way that the health bars are done is way too fucking intrusive. Jesus.
That elements being cut off in the middle. And this stage is part that state. There are a lot of stages where you'll be able to see at certain angles that things just aren't rendered the moment they're off screen, and that's to save on assets so the game stays running at a lock 60. Like that, you can see slightly there in the corner there a moment ago, parts of the building weren't rendered, but some parts of them still were.
I mean, I can ignore things like that. What's bothering me more, right? Oh, that pop was actually pretty egregious, not gonna lie. What's bothering me more is like
you can ignore it in the short term, but over the run of an entire game, it would have been very distracting. Like that.
Yeah, the wall is invisible in some areas. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty gross. But I was gonna say, what's bothering me more is just seeing how fucking dense the UI actually is on some of these characters, how dense the UI is on the screen in general. Because it's like, Oh, Jesus. It's like the whole top third of the screen is just the health bars. The whole bomb half of the screen, or bottom third of the screen, is just the bomb gauge as well. Like, you look at this, and it almost begins to feel claustrophobic in a weird sort of way.
It absolutely is. This is also the problem I have with games where their UI takes up 3/4 of the screen, like Fate Extella and the like. And more recently, the demo of Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, where they have a map in the corner, in the top right corner of the screen, which they've always had, but you can shrink down. No, this one is way bigger than it's ever been. It actually blocks off part of your vision.
Yeah, I'm looking at the top of like the flame like UI on the bottom of the screen, and it's like, yeah, between that and the bottom of the top section, that's like not a lot of room to work. That's gonna cough your peripheral fucking hard. Hey, water effect's cool.
Yes, his Zanpakuto Nejibana. It's a trident with water powers. And you might be wondering, well, wait, doesn't this guy appear in other games like Versus Crusade and Heat the Soul? Yes and no, but mostly no. That's Araniro. I wanted to show off actual Kaien by himself, not being possessed by someone else.
Yeah. More so like the actual alive Kaien Shiba that isn't being piloted by a parasite.
Yes.
Because when you normally see Kaien, or when you regularly see Araniro, it's just like the fucking like vat with the head splitting around inside of it. When you encounter, or rather, when he encounters Rukia, it's like the head's back on, but I tend to think of it as more like he could probably just like remove the head completely, and it would probably just be the head inside of it. So yeah, it's kind of gross. So yeah, it's just a body corpse being piloted by a parasite.
Yeah. So, and I thought this was unique enough to be worth getting its own highlight.
Yeah, I might as well show out the arcade mode once. Why not? For what's worth, yeah, for what's worth, your emulator is running this game pristinely outside like the occasional jitters.
Yeah, it's again, but like I said before during Shattered Blade, I genuinely like how this game looks, and it's a shame that outside of this and Shattered Blade, we never see anything like it again. And yes, I'm gonna be that guy. I like how this looks better than I like how Versus Crusade looks, even if Versus Crusade is a much bigger game. So, getting to show it off in its full glory is something I'm more than happy to do.
I definitely think the textures of like the ropes definitely look really good. The rope textures look amazing. I like the color saturation of Versus Crusade more, but this definitely has like a good amount of detail that you don't get in like later games.
I just like the models better. They have decent lighting, and you can actually make out individual shapes, where everything in a cel-shaded game just looks like blobs of paint.
Yeah.
And again, like I said before, I've always been the odd freak out.
The only thing I don't really like how this game engine, the thing I don't like about this visual engine, personally speaking, is just how it interprets like a lot of black colors. Like obviously, even with Kaien here, it's like almost like more of a grayish green, the way this is looking. I mean, I imagine he didn't actually pick an alternate color, and this is just his regular default color.
It is his default color. Again, that's something that can be tuned and tweaked, though. That's not something that's an inherent fault of the engine. That's something that can be tweaked in lighting or shading.
Yeah, it's probably just a design decision from the developers to make it look a little more like a manga, since not a lot of animated stuff to work with at the time.
See, this is what two-player colors end up looking like.
Yeah,
Actual
a lot
gray.
of them just, yeah, a lot of them do look weird, like a navy blue almost, or like a very faded blue.
Which, for what it's worth, I still like this color, but if it was their default color, that'd be a little grody.
Yeah, that'd be a new.
But it's like, I like it how individual got hit by his. And it's, even though it's the two-player one, they still only have one version of your ultimate attacks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Although I think the color of the text changed. I think when I do it, it's blue.
That's something?
But it's like texture, how it looks like their pants are ruffled and twisted, like how they would actually be if you got into a fight wearing robes on, and especially how things like hair are rendered, the individual polygons on that. Like, you can actually tell that it's spiky and sharp.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not denying that in the slightest. I think, personally speaking, I just prefer the more cell shaded look because it does just look nicer on the eyes when they're in motion. But that's just personally a preference.
That's a person-to-person thing. If you like cell shading, I'm not going to fault you for it. I'm just saying that this is something that I find more inherently interesting, especially with how like 95% of anime games since the PS3 especially have been cell shaded.
Yeah.
I just like varied and unique art styles.
And then you get the opposite extreme of Jump Force, where they completely reverse course on that.
I mean, say what you will, it's at least a unique art style trying to replicate Banpresto, Master Stars, Dragon Ball figures verbatim.
Yeah. Original isn't inherently equal good, though. It's just
I never
interesting.
said that either.
Yeah.
I never said that either. What I think the thing with with the demand for cell shading to be like everywhere, ironically comes in with the demand where everyone wants every game to play and look like Storm, and a part of that comes in with cell shading, in addition to all the cinematics.
I think they get that necessarily because there was plenty of cell shading going around even well before Storm.
It's not to say it wasn't there. It's just to say that I think Storm popularized it. If I'm honest, debatably more than Wind Waker did, because that took a very long time for people to come around on. But people loved how Storm looked from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's true. To say that Storm was redefining for the anime gaming genre would definitely be putting it mildly. That's for sure. I do also blame Budokai 3 for that too.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, that's part of the course with anime games where you're like, oops, accidentally sold 5 million units. Oh boy, I guess this is setting the bar now. Chase the money and all that shit.
Did you see that post a week or two ago about how both Xenoverse 2 and Fighters have each individually sold like 9 million copies?
Not combined, just separately?
Separately, individually.
Fighters have sold 9 million copies. I don't know if I fully believe that personally. I mean, it's done well, but I'm not sure if it's approaching that territory.
Those statements come out from Bandai, so if it's pure sales numbers, I tend to believe that. If it was coming from just a random website, I wouldn't think so either.
So I do and I don't believe that. I do believe that because Fighters has done extremely well. It has been at like some of the top tournament scenes for a long time now. I don't fully believe that because the support for the game has been minimal to say the least. And Namco is very hesitant about supporting the game whatsoever in a lot of ways. Like forking over the money into a lot of games to actually get improved netcode to allow people to actually play online better, i.e. like say you're in like the West Coast lobby, you don't get end match up with someone in like Argentina, which I go through a lot actually.
Well, so here's the thing: is how many people do you think that end up buying these games actually buy it to get as invested in the FGC as you do, versus buy it because it's a Dragon Ball game, or buy it because it's the new hotness, or because it's all over the news lately?
A fucking good amount actually.
You're not gonna like the answer to this, but the amount of people that actually get invested in the FGC for something like a game with Dragon Ball's name on it is less than the people that are, to put it in a word, normies.
Brandon, you're not picking up a fighting game more than a year after the fact to get into the story alone. Especially for one that's lacking a story like Fighters. And also, the lower ranks are very often always occupied. Oh god, that's a terrifying render. Holy shit, take it away, please.
Yeah.
There is a good amount of people that do. So there's a difference between people who pick up the game for a serious level like I do, and people who pick up the game just to casually play around with it and just play with people online. There's actually a good categorical difference between those two, and you'll see that a lot in the difference between people who make it to like even remotely to where I am, and like just stay around down like the 200k area. What I'm trying to say is that there's categorically three different people who literally just pick up the game to see what it has, people who pick up the game to just play around with it and see what they can do, and people who do pick it up trying to get into the tournament scene. There's actually a clear divide among those three, and very often it's very rare to actually run into like overlap in different areas. Oh wow, it does have that move here. Holy shit.
I'm not saying there isn't. I'm saying that the amount of, again, to borrow a term, normies that buy anything is a larger number than most people ever actually estimate there are. Like the people that buy whatever sort of shooter, for example, just to see that, oh, my friends are playing that, or that's the hotness right now, versus the people that actually get into the ranked competitive nature of those games too. There's a lot greater number of those than most people would assume.
I'm not denying that whatsoever, but I will say that
and more than that, there's also things like word of mouth. If you hear from a friend who has been playing the game for a year or 2 or 3, and they say, "Hey, this game is pretty cool. You'd like it," they're gonna pick up those games too. Whether they stick with it is a different story, but word of mouth travels far.
He just went with the Momo kill for his ultimate. That's hilarious. And he regressed to the glasses with that ultimate. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's one of those things I love. They don't really plan out most of these things for the secret characters very far.
Yeah. But anyway, back on my quick point. I will definitely grant you that there is a large contingent that do just pick up a game to just fuck around with it. But but even discounting that, like, let's say 30% of people do pick up the game to actually like learn to some decent level and do want to learn the mechanics to some functioning capacity. That's still 3 million players, or maybe even like 2.5 million players who would actively play online at least once. And considering the fact that the servers are still going strong even today, that does suggest to me that it would be beneficial to Namco to actually toss out some money to upgrade the infrastructure to not suck dick.
Oh no, they absolutely should.
They should, yeah. It's like
the contingent of long-term players is of course going to be like 95-1 from long-term players or interim players to new players. So of course they should make sure that the game actually works as best it possibly can if they want to get even more long-term sales, or especially want a sequel to do even better.
Yeah, exactly. And if you obviously. All right, we're getting a little bit older. Like, I especially have been around this scene for a while. Not now, Taylor. So, like, people these days don't know how bad, like, even some of, like, PS3 online delay-based netcode games were. They got pretty fucking garish at times. But, even Fighters at its worst, I've still seen worse. But even then, compared to, like, a lot of other fighting games these days, it's kind of bad. My point is that if you want to keep around a lot of players, then you're gonna want to invest in at least upgrading the infrastructure a smidge, just a little bit. Like, if not rollback netcode in its purest form, like Guilty Gear is doing, even though it's not perfect. Like, even then, just like doing what Tekken did, where they just upgraded like the rollback frames, quote unquote. I'm not sure what they're really going with that, but like it went from being kind of bad to actually being pretty playable, even like across the country.
Does Tekken have rollback now?
So the wording from Harada is that they they bumped up the number of rollback frames from like 2 or something to 4. That sounds weird at first, but what I interpret from you can have like a blend of rollback and delay, where it's I've seen this before in like various fighting games where you can like have like a slider between the two of them.
Isn't that what happened with Street Fighter and it sucked?
Yeah, that did it pretty badly. To put this as succinctly as I possibly can, the worst of delay based is that you are literally playing like a turn-based RPG. The worst of rollback is that you are essentially watching someone warp all over the screen. You can go for like a middle ground between the two of them, where like your inputs will be delayed a little bit, but that allows the game to catch up a lot quicker. Yeah, in like a pure sort of sense.
Right. Gotcha.
Also, hi Yamamoto, you're playable already. Damn.
Yeah, which is again funny because they didn't have his fight going on in the background in the story.
Yeah.
But for some reason they opted to put in Soyphone's fight.
Actually, that's interesting. There's like a red hue on the blacks of his sword outfit. It's kind of curious. Huh.
Fire makes sense.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, but Like, why not just go for like one universal like black for the Soul Reaper outfit? Like, I
had never seen this before prior to this moment. I'm not even sure what caused that, or what attack I did that caused that to happen.
So, heat the soul, spiritual pressure struggle gauge. I have no idea. I didn't know we were gonna get into a beam struggle all of a sudden.
All right, they do have that in the first 3 games. No, my mind went to the critical clash from Shattered Blade.
Yeah, I guess that would be the same thing. It was so weird how low res the prompts were, though.
You load in some things at a much lower resolution to make sure that everything is still running at a proper 60.
Yeah. Even then, I wasn't expecting to look like 32-bit prompts.
You look at older games and you see some things like that, and you'd be surprised how often HUDs and UIs and the like are rendered at below 200 by 200 resolution.
I wasn't expecting his eyes to flash white there. He exploded! Oh my god, he exploded! That was great.
Do I win this round? I only remember.
I imagine you would if you kept this in. Although, thank you for inadvertently showing off a lot of characters' ultimates. Hey, you know something? Since this game is so hard to come across these days, period. You know, you could garner a good amount of views on YouTube if you were to do one of those ultimate compilations, because I don't think anyone's done that before. At least I don't think so.
I think one person has, but even still.
What, like fucking 240p?
Well, no. You got those people like 3 years ago that were like, yeah, we have access to Dolphin now, so we're just going to take every anime game on the GameCube and just pump them out to 4K and just start recording all of their everything.
We can pirate everything. It doesn't matter for shit. Which, to be fair, thanks to them, but also, why? Oh god, why the fuck are you guys leaving watermarks everywhere? Please stop doing this.
Yeah, now I can't steal your footage.
Yeah, now I can't steal your footage, as if I would want to do that anyway, considering how easy it was for you to do it to begin with. Okay, This fun stuff. Oh man, the newspaper background is just the best thing.
The Britain back to 929 mark.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can also view these here too. Oh, are you gonna show everyone off? Because I don't think you need to.
I do, and believe me, that actually takes way less time than you think it would. I think it only takes like 6 or 8 minutes. And
I mean, even like each one is only
characters.
Like 10 seconds long, I guess. So it kind of adds up.
Plus, you know, getting to see everyone's actual alternate colors, since you know some of them are kind of funny. And some of them are actually good alternate colors, like Orihime in blue.
Yeah, that's definitely an improvement.
Plus, you know, I'd say this is an even better case for not doing the emulator every time, because, you know, it does that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Also, I really like that Chad outfit.
The brown one? Yeah, that looked pretty nice.
Yeah, the bronzed one.
Damn. Some rust. It matches the background so clearly too. Hello, Goth. Who are you? I forgot you were here.
Hellsing Uryu.
Husband. Taylor just said Goth husband behind me. Yellow.
Carjackers target women. I mean, presumably.
The carjackers are sexist, confirmed.
Easier mark. Don't take anything I say at face value. Easier marks?
Yeah. Serial carjacker. That's really weird.
Car theft is out of control.
Poor Britain. Man, we really should get some witches in there to take care of things.
It was a plant. This is to get the idea into our head. United States cost of living index has risen from 77. Move, Kenpachi. from 77 to 42 per year.
How's that rise? Also, hello, no, I passed Kenpachi.
It might have said 92.
Maybe.
82. And is expected to increase another 3 points this quarter. Yeah, cost of living in America is fucked. Also, this was an important one to show off because his
they got it right. They were just off the mark a little bit.
This is 2005. But also, hey, look at him having a generic attack because his Bankai doesn't exist yet.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. I looked away for a second and I missed that. What's that? Oh god, I love you.
Yeah, they were showing this off early.
Holy shit. Okay.
You see this once during Soul Society and you don't know what it is for like another 150 episodes.
I genuinely didn't remember. He would have had the showdown against Ganju. Oh my god.
He showed it off against Shuhei.
Huh.
And get ready for more.
Oh, okay. I love how every single Bleach game just does that for him. Just like, yeah, you can make one sword, we'll give you 1,000,000 swords. Nice bathrobe.
Thieves target children. This newspaper is fun.
Yeah. The 2D Bankai is kind of fucked. What does she look like? Oh. Huh. I like.
I thought it was funny to show off that stone ass.
Something that the fan base will actually come to know her for later on, funny enough. But here it is just not there. What does he have? Oh, oddly springtime colors. Nice. Maybe summer. I don't know. I'm not a fashion person.
Green is spring, I think, although I can't speak to the gray-purple color.
Yeah.
Just a slash, I guess.
Well, he didn't... I mean, he does have, like, the tornado attacks in his regular moveset already, so I'm not sure what else they can possibly show there.
Also, there's another fuck-up here in the emulator.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, huh, why is this Toshiro is a weird-looking Byakuya? It's still there, too.
Like yeah, it's gonna stay like that for the rest of this run through the menu.
Oh, so it's all just slid off by one. All right.
Yeah, it's all just one slotted down.
Not weird.
Yeah, things like weird shit like that happens. That's another one of the reasons why most of the time, if I can help it, I'll try to run on actual hardware.
There's a reason why I didn't switch to emulation for so many years. At some point, when they take
this is another thing I wanted to highlight. We're still in Soul Society, but hey, how come her Zanpakuto has a ribbon thing on it, even though we shouldn't know what that looks like yet? For like another year.
Weird. I don't know. Maybe she decided to decal her Zanpakuto today.
Because we're still using Keto.
Yeah.
That's curious.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she just decided to decal it today. Got me. Maybe she's feeling fancy.
I guess I really thought I would talk about that for longer.
Luckily, we just saw you, and this is still very funny. The wide eyes just flash up, though. That's just too good.
It looks like that Virgil meme you made.
Kinda.
Oh, this is one of the only characters I think you see it on. So I think I did actually highlight this.
White and red. That's an interesting color combination for her.
I like it.
Electrical attack? Okay.
Yeah, we know what it looks like, but not...
I was expecting like a giant skull and crossbones to show up because, you know, instant death, but okay.
Yeah, this is something. Brace yourself.
Itachi Genjutsu, is that you? Holy mother of fuck. Boy, if only she kept that trajectory for what we were going with that. Then Momo might have been an actually pretty badass character later on.
Don't fuck with Momo, I guess.
I guess that's the lessons of today. Goddamn. Miscolored. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I don't mind. It looks kind of cool green. It makes it look like he's covered in moss.
When he's not wearing his captain's coat, I still think that this version of Tosin is one of the best designs in Bleach.
Oh, that's really cool. It's definitely got like Afro Samurai Champloo vibes going on. I do really like the streamlined look of the white outfit, though. But it's like a really shaky middle ground.
I just think it looks really cool with him wearing the sleeveless Shihacho.
Yeah.
Agile. Nothing in the way, free to move at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
They didn't even give us the water and lightning thing for Kyoraku, or Ukitake. Imagine being this far out and not even having a name to work with.
Yeah, no kidding.
To just come up with a fake idea from.
What the heck is Uruhara gonna have? That's not related to anything he's ever done before. Trapmaster?
I'm pretty sure he at least did the Benihime wave attack.
I thought he did too. No, he definitely did.
Yeah, he would have used that against Ichigo, and that would have triggered the first time Ichigo did a Getsuga Tensho.
Yeah. Despite the fact we've seen this like 10 times already, I do still like the water effect on the intro. It's really cool.
It just would have felt weird skipping one. Yes, some of the only models they actually touch up are the Aizen models, and thank fuck, because these models look scary.
Yeah, I mean, ascending to Hueco Mundo, Aizen already looks kind of weird as it is, but Jesus, that square jaw though, look at that.
Goddamn, Henry Cavill. Just wait until we get a close-up of the... Oh, right, they're off by one. Right, so again, manga colors. He's actually gray in the manga all the way up to the Blood War.
Is he supposed to be a husky in the manga?
There's a manga cover from the Blood War volume cover where he's still gray. So, this is the terrifying one.
Yeah, it's mostly in the portrait. Like the model itself is still kind of bad, but nowhere near as bad as the portrait.
He has the Chad face.
The
Chad meme, not the Chad character. The actual image of the Chad male model.
Yeah. Also, he looks more like Gin in that fucking picture too. Jesus.
Yep.
Oh man, all these clean anime renders.
I figure after they do look damn good.
Yeah.
Plus, this makes a good selection for you when they're clean if you wanted to do things with thumbnails.
No kidding.
And also highlight the zombie one. But again, also, some of these are cut off and not cut off. And again, these title cards look awesome. Like that Dancing with Spear.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to get you some clean renders of these.
And once again, it'd be really cool if someone actually extracted these from the eye, so that'd be kind of sick.
Spriter's resource survey says... What do you got?
I'm just glad to be able to find these transition scenes like by themselves. They're really fucking sick looking.
Damn it. I found a handful of games, none of them this one.
Ooh. Oh
well. Yeah, this shit looks sick, so, gotta highlight them.
Yeah.
Like anyone else is ever going to, ever.
Yep. That's okay. I'm looking forward to the viewership spike when the anime returns proper.
Oh, yeah. Your Ichigo guy for Heat the Soul is going to shoot through the ceiling.
Probably.
If you can't be good at something, be the first at something.
at least give people ideas or something rather.
Plus, again, after the Ichigo one, they're going to be way shorter. That one was 7 pages. The rest of them are 3 pages or less.
Oh, damn. That was all just Ichigos.
Yep.
I want that PNG for something.
And like you said, you can do things with these.
I know. I want to make that Discord emote. I'm not going to lie.
By all means, go for it if you can get it clean enough. Now that looked like a DS render.
Yeah. God, some of these really are just nice to look at.
You'd think from that one with the wolf that he'd be fighting, what's his name? Komamura, but nope.
Yeah.
Although that wouldn't really make sense either. This first fight is with Chad.
Yeah, right. Jobbed out right quick.
Was there really any other way it could go?
Probably not. Wow. I think I missed that render with Ganju.
Yeah, like I said, he gets run through the cheese grater.
Yeah.
Set your blender to dice. Plus, you know,
Battle on the Guillotine Hill. I just saw that.
Yeah, that title sounds awesome.
Well, I guess that answers our question from earlier.
What one?
The one about whether if the Sogoku could be more could be equated to like what kind of method of execution.
Oh yeah.
Well, each of these has a screen clear. Cool.
Yeah, when you finish each character's arcade mode. I just like how it's the same newspaper background every time. It's just in a slightly different color.
I'm beginning to believe they just took like one picture and just use it for everything.
So it would seem. Half the time I expect that to just be the loading screen too.
Yeah. Just one?
There's another special arcade mode. I have a different one. I haven't done that to extremes yet either.
I thought for sure you were just going to download a save file, but alright.
I did, and I couldn't find any that... I could only find one, and it only didn't have all of them.
Huh. Weird, but okay.
These are the ending movies. I'm not playing those again. I just think it's kind of how they overlap.
Yeah. Alright then.
And with that is just about everything in Bleach GameCube Death Gods Meeting in the Twilight.
It's neat. It definitely looks pretty neat. I could definitely see how... Wow, we really should have got these out of the way sooner. It's pretty cool. It's definitely got some good ideas going for it. Still kind of stiff. Definitely is not meant to have any longevity whatsoever. But hey, it's kind of is a neat novelty.
It's one of those building a framework games, and inadvertently they sort of ran with it. It lasted all the way. The core of the game lasted through Versus Crusade, for what that's worth.
It's just weird to think that this is the first and last Bleach fighting game for console that would be dedicated to just using controllers. Because Shadowblade would be Wii and Nunchuck exclusive, and Versus Crusade you can use Wii and Nunchuck, but you can also use controllers, albeit in a weird sort of way.
There are 2 fighting games for Bleach on the PS2. I've tried to get them up and running, but the emulator hates them.
Trying to run a lot of games on PS emulator is kind of rough.
They're called Bleach Battlers and Bleach Blade Battlers and Bleach Blade Battlers. Second, the first one is Soul Society. The second one covers right up until Waco Mundo starts. And it's a 2 and I think even 4-player fighting game if you have a multi-tap. But that's a 3D arena fighter that I think actually has tiered stages, so like you can fall through holes in the floor.
Oof. But this game seems alright. I don't know if I'd recommend people that actually go out and play it, but if you want to see how Shadow Blade was developed and you want a fighting game, a different fighting game that isn't Heat the Soul, I mean, go for this, I guess. But I don't know. I definitely recommend Heat the Soul over this.
I've always been of the opinion that like 90% of Bleach games are set in the novelty pile. Even the better Heat the Soul games, if I'm honest. So if you want to see what the first Bleach game on a console was like in 2005, and I guess the not standard, but what the era of 2005 anime games on consoles was like, by all means, be my guest. You're not gonna hate playing it, although it's definitely gonna feel awkward. And worst case scenario, you're at an hour's time.
Yeah. I would probably just run into pick up the game and emulate it and see if I can fuck around with some of the PNGs that are available, because it's also cool that you do run anime music. That's kind of nice in the story.
Oh yeah, that's one of those other things you don't see that very often. Anime games that actually use their the actual proper licensed music.
Yeah, that's very fucking rare.
And the game, if you wanted to actually buy a copy, which I probably should, since I have physical copies of a lot of Bleach games, including Shattered Blade and Versus Crusade, I probably should complete the trilogy. It's only like $28, so while a lot for maybe what's actually in the game, isn't a whole lot in the grand scale of importing.
Yeah, you could do far worse. You could be trying to import Naruto G&D specials, though. Yeah.
I think that era has since passed.
I would certainly like to believe so. Limited runs and all that. All right, boys. I guess we'll catch you for something next. I'm not sure what yet. Oh, I think I know. It'll be fun.
All right. See you later.
Later.